William Dwayne Hammond, born 1935, is my grandfather. I would say he has the most interesting life stories. William is 76 years old and he used to live in Newton, New Jersey. Most people prefer to call him Dwayne, and I call him Poppy. His first story starts at Radio City Music Hall. He would provide and handle the animals on the show. Dwayne told me, when the shows were done, he would go down to the office and I say, every type of dog was running all over the place. He also talked about how he would have to dress up in a costume to lead the horse and camel on stage. The horse was all white and was called Frosty. Frosty and the camel would walk on stage for the nativity scene. Dwayne told me that he would have to keep Frosty and the camel in the same barn, for they could get used to each other. Camels and horses don't cooperate well, and they would bite and kick at each other. Dwayne also got to meet a lot of famous people backstage, like the Rockettes and ballet performers Ron and Joy Holiday. Dwayne told me that after shows, the performers would come backstage to see the animals. My grandfather also got to have his animals at the Metropolitan Opera House and Lincoln Center. That's where Dwayne provided 2 horses, Daisy and Red, and a donkey, Wilder. Dwayne and another worker would have to hook up Daisy and Red to a stagecoach. Then they would have to ride the horses on stage, let the performers sing, and ride off. My grandfather also told me that Wilder was so small, they put him in a passenger side of a car and drove him around town. Daisy was also the star of trail rides in the Rusty D Ranch. My grandmother, Ginny, and Dwayne would rent horses for $10 to folks who want to ride up to the top of the mountain in Hampton. Once everybody got to the top, they would have a barbecue and enjoy the scenic view. Dwayne would rent at least 120 horses. Dwayne also had a cow on a Hershey's advertisement. The cow's name was Star and was advertising Hershey's Cocoa Mix and Oreo cookies. Dwayne would have to bring Star down to a certain studio where they would get everything ready for the commercial shoots. My grandfather also had a pig on the show Sesame Street. The pig played a part of Oscar the Grouch's pet pig, Spot. My mom, Becky Hubbard, got to go backstage when she was 10 years old. She told me, it wasn't what I expected as a kid, seeing the Muppets operate and what the actors were like off set. She told me that the studio was like a huge warehouse, and since Big Bird's and Snuffleupagus' costumes were so big, the set workers would hoist the costumes up on the ceiling. Becky has a feather from Big Bird's costume and keeps it as a cherished memory. I hope you realize that there are more interesting people living in the Ozarks. Dwayne is only one, and so many people with interesting backgrounds for us to find. I hope you like my grandfather's stories.